A year ago, I saw on social media a post. It was a video of a young man. He looked all of 14, clearly from Chabad, and he was riding the subway. And it's captured on someone's phone. He's in the middle of a conversation, and you see him talking to this person covered from head to toe in tattoos. Totally. His face was covered in tattoos. And you hear this person, the tattooed individual, turn to the 14-year-old and he says, "Okay, I've got 4 stops." And he rolls up his sleeve, and this young man lays tefillin on his arm. And it's a beautiful video, and it's an inspirational one. I was inspired seeing it. That was my first feeling, but then kind of secondarily, a different feeling, a less pleasant feeling rolled in, and that was one of a kind of jealousy. And I'll explain what I mean, but let's first discuss Parshas Bamidbar. In the second perek, we're told, "Ish al diglo be'osos levesav osam yachanu b'nei Yisrael," that every single man, by his banner, with the sign of his father's house, shall the Israelites camp. That's how we should be arranged. The Jewish people should be arranged by shevet, and each shevet has a banner, has a degel, has a flag. And this is the first time we're really hearing about this idea of Jewish people having flags, that each tribe has a flag, and the rabbis are scratching their head. Where did they come from? What is reflected by these flags? What's the imagery? What's the iconography of these flags? And the Medrash in Bamidbar Rabbah begins to answer some of these questions. The Medrash paints the following very dramatic scene. It says that at the time of the giving of the Torah at Har Sinai, Hashem descended together with 220,000 angels, and they were arranged, these angels, by banners. And the Jewish people, seeing this tremendous scene, this awesome scene, hischilu misavim lidgalim, they began to desire flags for themselves. And that's where the Jewish people got the idea, so to speak, to have flags. And so the Medrash, as I said, starts to answer our questions, but it leaves us also with a number of additional, maybe even more difficult questions. Firstly, why do angels need flags? And secondly, what was it that was so impressive to Bnei Yisrael about these flags? Was it the imagery, the colors? What was so attractive about the flags that these angels had? And to appreciate the deeper idea expressed by this Medrash, one has to take a moment to think a little bit about what an angel really is. An angel is a being that is entirely characterized to its very core by a sense of mission. An angel exists to perform a task. The word malach means 2 things. It can refer to an angel, it can also refer to a messenger, someone who is characterized by a particular responsibility, a particular task. We know, for example, in the context of Vayera, when Hashem sends the 3 angels to Abraham and Sarah, so Rashi tells us, why 3 angels? It's because each one had a particular mission that it was meant to carry out. One to tell Sarah that she's going to have a child, one to heal Abraham from the circumcision, and one to go and overturn Sodom. So an angel has a particular task. And that's why the angels were divided up by degalim, because a degel, a flag, represents that same idea. It was meant to organize the angels, that these angels, which are characterized by a particular task, had a particular flag, and these angels, which had a different task, were organized by this flag. An angel is characterized by having a particular task, and a flag expresses that very same idea. Each flag organized the angels by the mission, the very reason for their existence. And the Jewish people saw that, and they were mesmerized. The Jewish people saw that, and they said, we wish we had that kind of clarity and mission for ourselves as well. Of course, the Jewish people are all tasked with being a mamleches kohanim v'goy kadosh. We are all tasked with taryag mitzvos and with keeping halacha, but within that broader framework, within that broader goal, we wanted what's my part? What's my particular angle? What's the particular contribution that is being asked from me? And that was what was given to the Jewish people given expression in the form of these degalim, these flags. Today, of course, we are not organized to the same degree by Shevet. But tribes still, in some respect, do still persist. There still is a sense that you're part of a particular tribe of our nation. And perhaps there is no greater emblem, no greater symbol to put on the flag of the tribe of Chabad than this young man laying tefillin on the arms of a complete stranger who has likely not laid tefillin in quite some time. That would be a perfect image to place on the flag, on the degel for Machaneh Chabad. But seeing this, and this is where the little bit of jealousy expressed itself, perhaps a kind of a holy jealousy, thinking about modern Orthodoxy. That's the tribe to which I think I belong. So I was thinking about my community and my own family, and I was thinking, Hischilu misavim l'dgalim. I also had a certain sense of wishing that we too had that flag. What's the image on our flag? Now I know we can all articulate, if we took a moment, we can articulate the values of our community, values of Torah and mitzvos and an engagement with the broader world and Zionism, but when you wake up in the morning and you get out of bed, what's driving you? What is your purpose? What is our unique contribution to the broader Mamleches Kohanim, the Goy Kadosh? And I think that's a real challenge. And I wish I could offer you a sweeping answer that would in one broad brushstroke solve this, I think, very important question. But unfortunately, in this brief YouTube video, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not sure it could happen even in a longer form. Something for us to think about. But we're not off the hook. We're still not off the hook. Because the pasuk with which I began has another important dimension to it. The pasuk says, Ish al diglo, each person according to his banner, but also be'osos leves avosam, with the sign of his father's house. Explains the Nitziv. Now what does that mean? It meant that not only did each tribe have their own banner, but every single clan, every single family had their own symbol as well, which I take to mean as follows. Each and every single family has a particular role, has a particular job, a particular mission and goal. We're the family that always makes sure to deliver for Tomchei Shabbos. We're the family that always makes sure that when someone is in our community who doesn't have a place to eat, we make sure that we host them or that we find a host for them. We're the family that's always involved in X or Y or Z, whatever it might be. Every single family can and really ought to have their own degel. And while figuring out the degel for modern Orthodoxy is probably too tall in order, too ambitious for us, certainly at this present moment, figuring out the degel for our family is doable. And I think if we can do it, it can really be transformative. So this Shabbos, Parshas Bamidbar, as I gather with my family and you with yours, I know that at least I'll be thinking about this question. What image would be on my family's degel? What image do I want to be on my family's degel? And I hope you'll take a moment to consider that question as well. I wish you and your families a good Shabbos.